All right, guys. All right. The NFL draft is in 20 days, April 25th. It's sneaking up on us. It seems pretty cemented that the Bears will be picking Caleb Williams with the first overall pick. But after polls went to go trade for Keenan Allen, where should the Bears look with their 9th pick? Shot or no shot, the Bears will no longer be looking to take a wide receiver with their 9th pick selection after now having DJ Moore and Keenan Allen on their roster.
That's first of all, I'll answer, but that's very difficult because there are multiple positions that the Bears still need to shore up, Dion. Okay, so if Aroma Dunze is there at 9,
right,
or Malik Neighbors, that'd be awesome. If Malik Neighbors was there at 9. So now I look at DJ Moore, I got Keenan Allen, and I got a young wide receiver because Keenan Allen to me is not the future of the team.
No, that's 1 to 2 seasons.
Maybe 2, and I'm pushing it when I say 2.
Right, same.
Okay, so I would say that there's a need for a wide receiver, but also there's still need for help on the offensive line because whatever the Bears have done, I think these are nice placeholders. I don't know if the Bears have gotten a starter yet at center. I don't know that.
No, I don't know that either.
I mean,
they might have one penciled in for right the moment, but not for the future and permanent.
So the last part of that question is what, Justin?
If we should take a wide receiver, if the wide receiver's there at 9, do we make that move knowing we already have DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, we got Everett, Cole Kmet? I mean, is that enough weapons for Caleb? I mean, we can grab a wide receiver later. We don't have too many picks, right? But like you said, there's a lot of needs to address. Is wide receiver really that #1 need right now?
Well, to me, there's no shot it's off the table.
Yeah.
There's no shot it's off the table. There are 3 positions that the Bears should be looking at 9. Offensive line, edge rusher, wide receiver.
Yeah.
That it's not off the table.
It's a no shot. And by the way, getting a rookie wide receiver, Justin, is not necessarily a luxury. But it's just what I'm thinking about is like 2 years down the line. But if you were able to get one, that's what I'm thinking. Because at this point in time, you don't have that extra kid on the roster. That's the future of the team, like a Scott.
Right.
Scott is not.
Yeah, he's not going to be that 3-man.
I hate to be a dream killer like that. I'm just saying that in big spots. There was an opportunity.
We saw him
here
drop
to do.
the ball so many times
Speaking of
last year.
trust.
Yeah, that's tough.
It's tough. Yeah.
So that's a no shot. All right, Justin.
All right, we've seen the dominance from UConn throughout this tournament so far for men's college basketball.
Oh, okay.
Winning by double digits.
I had to ask.
I know. I saw that coming from you. Winning by double digits nearly every game so far, and they continue to look unbeatable. Now, last week, Greeny mentioned how UConn would make the NBA playoffs. Now, I wouldn't go as far to say that, but shot or no shot, the UConn Huskies could take down the Wizards or the Pistons.
That's a no shot.
No shot.
That is a no shot. We get this all the time.
We talk about it all the time.
Especially in college football.
Yes, all the time.
The dominant Alabama team against the horrible NFL team.
Right.
That's just, it's men and boys. No, that's a no shot. The Pistons could beat the UConn Huskies. No. Now, since you brought it up, I'll just make sure that I give Coach Hurley his flowers. He is the best coach that's not in the NBA in basketball right now. He's the best coach that's not in the NBA right now. Like, what I'm saying is he's on the precipice. If you want an NBA job, he can get one. What I like about him, Justin, is that there's organization and structure with his team.
Oh, I love him.
But you understand the point. Like you've seen, like, the teams that got bounced out early, like a Kentucky.
Yeah.
Up and down the floor, haphazardly. You don't really, not running anything. You're just up and down the floor. And so, but with UConn, you could see the structure. You could see the balance on the floor.
Oh, they are disciplined, composed.
Yes.
When they went to go play DePaul earlier this year, I made sure to score tickets to that game, sit right behind that UConn, because I just love watching Dan do his thing, man. He's a great coach.
I just think the sky's the limit for him.
I love that he took time to reach out to Billy Donovan about what, like, repeating and how kind of navigating that, because and what Billy said yesterday was so thoughtful, because he talked about you win a national title and there is some sort of a, like, okay, well, now what? Now what are we coaching for? That's what we wanted to do. And just there's a different approach when you're trying to do it a second time. And I just think it says a lot about Hurley is, that he would make that a priority and want to have someone who's experienced it.
So no, the ridiculous thought that the best college basketball team could be the NBA team, that is a no shot. I'm pulling for my guy Abdallah because it's his Alabama Crimson Tide that's going to take on UConn. UConn's an 11.5-point favorite,
which is crazy because Alabama's a really good ball club.
I like it because Abdallah didn't see that coming at all. Like he's just
11,
like, I mean
that's.
He roots for his Crimson Tide, but he was just thinking, okay, I'm just looking forward to the next football season. And then he gets this gift of his team in the Final Four. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. And the big man is back. Not me. I'm talking about the big man in college basketball.
No doubt.
We've turned the clock back.
Have we?
Every team has a big man to watch.
It's true.
Fantastic.
It is fun.
In the painted area. All right, Justin.
All right, moving on to the women's tournament now. 12.3 million people watched the rematch of last year's NCAA women's tournament final between LSU and Iowa with a peak audience of 16.1 million viewers. Shot or no shot, the Final Four matchup between Iowa and UConn will draw more viewership than Iowa's versus LSU's game.
Okay.
Clark, first page.
There's a shot.
Well, let's break it down.
There's a shot.
Before you shoot.
So emphatically shoot my shot.
Well, you shoot, fire, aim, or whatever the phrase is. Right. Okay, before we get there, television.
Yes.
Okay. 8 o'clock game. Okay. The first game that we saw that drew that number was 6 o'clock. Perfect time. 6 o'clock Central Time.
That is prime time.
That is a perfect time.
Okay, so now this is 8 o'clock on a Friday. Okay. Do you think that the eyeballs will be there for a Friday night 8 o'clock? The same way. Do you think they could draw the same number or better? Because the reason why that was so perfect is because for us in Chicago, 6 o'clock start, plenty of time for people to stay up and watch it, and they had no competition.
You could tune in at 6:30 after the 6 o'clock news. Just kidding.
You're just balancing both jobs. It's amazing.
I'm just doing balancing both jobs. Isn't it amazing? I know. Hey, listen. I like working there. Okay, so it's a challenge. Friday night is a challenge.
What do you think? I mean, it could. I mean, that's the marquee matchup.
It could. It is the marquee matchup. If the first game is a game, if the lead-in is a close game at the end and there's suspense to it, I think it adds to it. I do think they've become appointment TV. Caitlin Clark is appointment TV. And if you haven't watched Paige, then yes, you want to see this matchup. I know it's not Paige versus Caitlin. I get that. But at the same time, or am I just speaking as a sports fan? It's hard to take that hat off in this moment.
That's right.
Because I want to see it.
You know what? I had it wrong. I'll just tell you because you weren't listening. I had it wrong when this question came up before. Shea asked the question, will this be an all-timer or something like that as far as the numbers with Iowa and their matchup against LSU? And I said it would be under 11 million or something like that because I said Monday Night Raw is on. It's WrestleMania season. Maybe they'll take a chunk out of it. No, it was the all-time ratings getter, right?
Yeah.
So it surpassed. It's the number that Justin gave. So I was wrong about that. So I'll just say it's a shot that it could be greater than that game.
Definitely.
I'll say that. I'll say it's a shot.
Because also, people who weren't watching on Monday are like, what did I miss? If 16 million people tuned in, what did I miss?
That's pretty strong. And boy, it's been a long time coming.
A long time. I love it.
But to be clear, though, Dion, Justin, Jay Moore, this is about star power and storylines before basketball for me. Because it's Angel Reese and because it's Caitlin Clark, and it's before the coaches, too. It's about the star power, the storylines, and then the basketball. For once, it's not about the coaches across the board like it is with the men.
Do you agree with LeBron James, though, that the reason they've become so popular is because those girls have been there for 4 years and they're not the one and done like the men?
That helps.
It does help.
That definitely helps.
Quite honestly, I can name more college women's basketball players than I can men's.
Yeah.
Outside of Northwestern Loyola, UIC, like outside of our local teams, for sure.
Yeah.
I can name more.
And that's because of the familiarity of these players. So I get it. No, I'll say it's a shot, Justin, only because look at the storylines coming in. Can Caitlin Clark at her last time in college basketball knock off the icon, Paige Beckers and Gino Auriemma? So we'll see.
Gosh, if
Strong.
Caitlin beats Gino, that just, I mean,
And then possibly seeing South Carolina,
I know.
like undefeated.
It just gets bigger.
it gets bigger.
The story gets bigger. Iowa's a 2.5-point favorite. Can you sneak in one more?
Yeah, I got one more.
Okay.
All right, sweet. On Tuesday, we saw Victor Wembanyama have a stat line of 23 points, 15 rebounds, 8 assists, and 9 blocks. Now, there has only been
What?
4 players in NBA history who have recorded a quadruple double, including former Spur David Robinson in 1994. Shot or no shot, Wemby will be the next player to join the quadruple double club.
That's a shot.
That's a shot.
That's a shot.
Absolutely, that's a shot.
He is so good.
He's so
He
good.
is so good.
So his individual achievement is outstanding, and that's the baseline because it starts there. Now, could you imagine if the Spurs are able to build around him? Mm-hmm. Now their championship team, while Pop is still there, that would be amazing because he'll be
incredible.
Be 90 years old and still trying to coach this team. When he doesn't have to, by the way. He could have left a long time ago. But just think
Speaking
about
of
that.
$1.2 billion.
Oh, yeah, no question. He's got plenty of it, right?
He's got plenty
His
of
money
it.
is stretching in San Antonio. Now, Justin, you build around him. Now, could you imagine? The individual achievement is awesome, but them being a perennial playoff team, oh my God, with that guy and you fill up the stat sheet, that's amazing.
I can't wait till that team starts just getting so much better. Wemby is awesome, man.
I mean, are they have to be saying in San Antonio that they would trust him, right?
No question.
For sure.
No question.
For sure.
No question.
We can't be these outliers feeling like it's crazy to say the same thing about Bedard. It isn't.
I'm just trying to figure out, Jay Moore, is there something that we have not seen in basketball? Wembanyama is all of 7'5", and can put the ball on the floor like a point guard. Can go to the basket, obviously easily dunk, can shoot threes. I mean, it just seems like we're getting different models of ball player, of athlete every year.
Yeah, I don't think I ever seen anybody with his skill set that tall.
No.
Right. No one has.
I'm trying to figure out, like, we never seen like this. The size of LeBron used to be Mailman Malone in that package, right? He was a big guy and a strong guy, but look at LeBron, the same weight of Malone, but just cut, strong, and can still do it at his age. I just think the reason for me being a longtime sports fan is because I tune in to see something that I'm hoping I've never seen before.
Correct.
Wembanyama is something I've never seen before. Like, that's just, I mean, he's on his way to just being an all-time great and just a unique specimen of a ball player. That's crazy. What he can do.
What he can do is crazy.
At 7'5".
And he's a child. He's
Still, yeah.
a teenager. It's crazy.
I mean, that stat line that Justin gave was just,
Ridiculous.
I mean, in any era, that's impressive.